King Jesus, King Jesus. Well, folks, international affairs seems to continue to deteriorate. I see now that George Soros has come out subtly to promote World War III between the U.S. and Russia and China, and he calls it no exaggeration. This is his way of promoting this war. You know, George Soros is a Jewish banker. He is one of the 30 richest men in the world. He is called an oligarch because of his influence over the United States government. Actually, the United States government is an oligarchy run by oligarchs, and George Soros is one of them. More than being an American oligarch, George Soros is an international Jewish banker whose sole purpose is to promote war in order to make money. George Soros once made $1 billion in a short period of time betting against the British pound currency. You can see his bio on Wikipedia. He's originally Hungarian. His real name is Szwarc-Georgi, and he's called a business magnate and investor, head of Soros Fund Management. Ostensibly, George Soros finances the progressive, liberal, democratic political side of the political spectrum in the United States because it's all a sham just to control the whole country politically. Anyway, this article that is in the Inquisitor online newspaper says that George Soros is promoting World War III, says it could occur between the United States and both Russia and China based on certain economic conditions that are setting themselves up. So this guy makes his money spotting financial trends, and he is promoting war. It says in a related report by the Inquisitor, Russian experts are recommending that Vladimir Putin use Russia's nuclear weapons against the Yellowstone volcano in order to make the supervolcano blow. The comments from George Soros came from Bretton Woods conference at the World Bank. He believes that if the Chinese economy begins to falter, then it is possible for the Chinese government to look to World War III as a solution for holding on to power. Really? The Chinese government does not have the capacity to attack the United States other than with nuclear missiles. So this is just justifying the push and suggestion of war by George Soros. It says Vladimir Putin's Russia has also been rattling their sabers for over a year now, and both countries have made economic and military alliances in addition to a dramatic increase in military spending. While Soros does not believe China will go directly after the United States, he seems to believe it's possible the Chinese could attack a country that is allied with America. If there's a conflict between China and a military ally of the United States like Japan, then it is not an exaggeration to say that we are on the threshold of a third world war, Soros said. And you got to understand, these people, they believe that they have a one world government already, and every nation is subjugated to them, so that every country in the world is an ally to one degree or another according to them. So that if China were to get in any military dispute, they would intervene. Even if Vietnam and China got into a dispute, the United States would intervene on the side of Vietnamese, and we're not their ally. In this case, World War III would be triggered by economic conditions. While most Americans seem to think the tide has turned, a director of policy research in macroeconomics says the world is on a tipping point of another money meltdown. We're going to have another financial crisis, according to The Guardian. Brazil's already in great trouble with the strength of the dollar. I dread to think what's happening in South Africa. Then there's Malaysia. We're back to where we were, and that for me is really frightening. So this is actually economic warfare against the BRICS nations, of which China and Russia are the lead components, with South Africa, Brazil, and India. George Soros believes the solution is to allow the Chinese currency, the yuan, to join the International Monetary Fund, which would allow the yuan to compete with the US dollar as a potential global reserve currency. Wow. So they want to dictate to China what is what as far as currency is concerned. In return, the United States would require China to enact economic reforms. Wow. I don't know if the Chinese or Russians or anybody can go for that. That's really ridiculous.